Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. So, Sleepaway Camp, it's got like 5 of them. I'm gonna tap out at 3, though I do hear the original girl comes back for the 4th one. I don't know if I can sit through that after these 2, though it does ignore these 2. It's really tough to say. Well, done a year later, 1989, they decide, hey, we'll reuse some of the same sets and we'll put a bigger budget into it. It actually had like a $465,000 budget, which is crazy because a lot of this was shot in the woods. And I don't see why it would have cost money to make this. Could have almost done this on my own. Just give me one cabin or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's review Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. This movie starts out with Maria, a lovely young woman who's getting ready to go to camp. But then she's chased down by a garbage truck and killed by Angela, who steals her identity so that she can go to camp. We get more rock music in the opening credits, which I respect. And we get Camp New Horizons, which is being reopened and it's going to have a lower class and an upper class, and they're going to learn to work together and form bonds.
Ironically, Camp New Horizons was formerly known as Camp Rolling Hills, where last year 19 people were brutally slain by alleged psychopath Angela Baker.
Everyone introduces themselves to the media coverage who's there just to talk about the reopening of this camp after all those grisly murders, and the media woman mentions Angela, and she also mentions Camp Rolling Hills, which I guess was the last camp. Connie Richards, the media girl, asks Angela if she has any drugs, so she wanders off and gets some cleaning powder for her to snort. And she does, and it instantly kills her. That's questionable. It's only been a year since they made the last one, so they're using the same sets, which makes sense, and we only have 3 counselors, which should make it a lot easier to tell the difference between them and the kids. After being tortured by the Happy Camper song again, we're told everybody's gonna have to wash in the lakes, and our 3rd counselor is Officer Barney Whitmore, who is Sean's dad from the first one with the fake mustache. He's back!
Officer Barney Whitmore!
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I guess I'll have to catch up on all the names later.
Well, they've already had a break up a fight. The girls put on their new shirts, and Barney calls out Ange on looking 10 years older than her ID. About time people notice these aren't actual teenagers. They split into groups of 3 for 3 days, and Ange does a terrible job of hiding who she is. And oh god, it's Saturday the 14th and we get a hockey mask. It continues.
I think I caught something.
Ooh, where'd that thing come from?
Storm must have washed it up.
Herman, the super old guy, is banging what I'm assuming is the 17-year-old girl. Ange hits him with a stick and then stabs him and then beats Sweet Pea to death too. Ah! Barney's group is smarter. They go to the washroom in Paris in case they run into adorable raccoons. Ah! Snowboy and his friend periodically sleep outside of the tent, and she puts a firework in his nose and blows his face off. And then she kills the other one with a pun. Gasoline's the tent, lights it on fire. Roast marshmallows, you know, the usual.
Better up!
Then she shows up at Lily's camp and tells A-Rap that they were supposed to switch, and then she walks A-Rap to the camp and kills him.
Bitch, that hurt! Don't you ever!
And then Lily tells everybody to say their favorite movies.
I like movies that make America look great.
Ones with really good acting, like Gone with the Wind or the Care Bears.
Ah, Cindy, I still love her. You know, intelligence isn't everything. And I respect her because she hates country, though she could use a little less colorful language, and I think she's a bit racist, so there are some downsides to her.
God, that Tony guy is so cute. He's Mexican.
Barney talks about Angela and says that she's 21, more like 27, and then they do a trust game where they blindfold each other and tie each other up and ask each other questions. It's kind of stupid. Ange asks a bunch of questions and says,
Are you a cheerleader?
Yes.
You a virgin?
No.
Do you take drugs?
Doesn't everybody?
Strike 3.
Like you care if people do bad things, you inconsistent killer. She raises her up the flagpole and then lets her drop. Angela walks back to the camp and has some flashbacks from the last movie and some additional scenes, weird ones. And then she gets tied up with Bobby and they have to do the trust game together, which means they have to fish somehow. Riff has a gun and Tony and Marcia hang out and get to know each other. A little romance happens and she hands him a condom.
Wait.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Just if we're gonna make love, you have to hold one of these.
And she gets Lily to the blindfold game. Burying her would take forever, and then considering how close everybody is camping, everybody should hear the victim scream.
Oh, get me out of here! There's rats in here! They'll eat me alive!
Bobby's coming off as very familiar.
So you like to be tied up, huh?
Yeah. But don't tell anyone, okay? Because if the wrong person found out, I could lose an election someday.
He gets his arms and plaid ripped off. Riff gets given a tape and he plays it. It's Angela rapping about killing him, and then she drives a spike into him. Where's my vomit bucket? Angela shows up at Barney's camp and she fakes an ankle injury and admits to lying about the switching. Marcia finds Lily's head, so like, what, she went back and dug up the body? That seems like a lot of work. Barney tells Marcia to run and Ange admits to everything. You killed his son.
Well, how are you gonna do it? You're just gonna cut my head off like you did my son's.
A gun!
He honestly could have taken her. I mean, ranged weapons in close quarters, that's a false confidence. Ange chases Marcia down with a jeep and she tricks everybody into tying each other up and they play a game. They do find the right cabin, but it doesn't work out for everybody. Angie's gonna let the two of them live, but Marcia has other plans. Good on her. And damn it, Tony, let her finish the job. The cops show up and try to figure everything out, wrap everything up. And Marcia admits to Tony that she already has a boyfriend. But I like where these guys' minds are at.
She's still alive.
She doesn't deserve to live. Let's kill her. Nobody'll know.
It wouldn't be hard to do.
Jesus Christ!
What's going on back there?
Just taking care of business.
The end, thank God. There's no suspense in this movie when you're following the killer around and they're super annoying. And it's like the same problems from the last movie. It's just like, here's bad puns. Oh my, like, how did she kill these people? Why are they so stupid? Like, it continues to hurt. Like I said, I think I have to tap out here. I don't know. Kind of interested to see the original girl come back, but the writing's going to be the same, so who knows. And then Return to Sleepaway Camp so much further ahead, like, probably going to be terrible. But watch the first one. First one, I think, is a classic. I think it's a cult film.
I'm doing it now because when I had a chance to do it with my own son, I didn't.
How old is he?
John would have been 18. He was murdered here last year.
It just did everything better. Everything that it did properly, these other movies failed to do, where it's like actual kids playing kids instead of adults playing teenagers, and then you have adults being the adults when they're almost the same age as teenagers, and then creepy old dude sleeping with supposed to be a young girl. It was all weird. Yeah, don't watch it. Just don't do that to yourself. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see what else we can get.